Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to fillet porgy. This process will help you get clean, boneless fillets from your fish. Let's get started. So, first you're going to use your fillet knife and make a incision right behind the fin from the head straight down. Then you're going to go from the top of the head all the way down, just a little. Make it a little bit, make a little cut here, and don't really dig too deep into it. If you want, for this process, you can use your bigger knife to get the cut. And you're going to go from all the way to the tail, from the head all the way to the tail. So once you're done with that, you're going to continue with that cut all the way down. And you're going to get the cut you just made, and you want to get the fillet knife and make sure you stay straight on the spinal cord. Make sure when you cut from the head all the way down to the bottom fin that you make a deep cut, because if not, you're going to struggle when filleting it. A little trick I've learned is the ribs will bother you when you're filleting here. The ribs will bother you right here. So you want to make sure that you get you tilt the knife a little upwards so you can get those ribs still in there or out of your fillet in your case. And here you get a nice fillet without any of the rib bones. So you see, I tilted the knife up a little bit and you can see the ribs here. So yeah. Now you're gonna flip the fish over and you're gonna do it all over again. First you'll get your knife, cut from the head down. You want to make sure this is a deep cut, a deep first cut, so that you don't struggle when filleting it. After you do that, you want to make an incision from top of the head all the way down. And you go all the way down to the tail. See? You just want to make more, make sure. Now you switch to the fillet knife, and you can make sure you get all along that rib cage. When you're cutting, you can hear your knife hitting against the ribs a little bit. That's what you want to hear, so that you don't mess up. Also, another thing is you want to make sure your fish is dry so you can get a good grip on it. So remember how I said to tilt the knife a little bit up so you can get the rib bones out of there? You just want to do that when you start getting to the lower half of the body. You also want to make sure you don't puncture any of the intestines, because then you will have issues while filleting. From here, you want to make a little cut, like angled this way, just a little one, so that your knife doesn't take that. It's not that difficult to break. But yeah, you're gonna get really close to those bottom fins here. And then you want to connect it to your tail portion. So then, once you get that, you'll cut the rib part out. You want to be careful also with your hands. Don't really want to cut your hands. That would not be good. And then you got another fillet. Then you get a little see-through. Get a little see-throughness here when you're done with your fillet. Now, since you're done with your fish, you obviously want to scale your fish before you do all this, right? So your knife has an easier way to cut it. But if you don't, this is the way you'd skin it. If you don't scale it after, you'd want your knife to bend a lot so then you can cut all that meat off the skin. Another way you could do is you just hold the meat and pull like that. Get some skin off. And you have to cut it here, real close like that. You want to make sure you hold the skin, because if not, you're going to struggle getting that meat off of there. Just like that. Just put that over there. And you gotta clean this fillet here, or skinless fillet here, without any bones on here. For some fish, the skin will be tougher. It would be easier to do this part of filleting the skin off of it. But yes, here you can cut all the skin off. And you're good to go. Now you have this perfect fillet here of porgy. And you can move that one aside. Here. For this one, do the same thing. Cut a little bit into the meat here. Tilt your knife while going downwards so you can get that nice, beautiful skinless fillet. You get a nice fillet here without any skin on the back. And then goes all the skin. So, once you have your nice beautiful fillets here, another thing you can do is take out the bloodline. I know a lot of people do not like this little dark meat here that you can see here on the fish. So the way you can cut that out is you'd feel along the bloodline, right? And you'd want to make a cut from top to bottom. So top of the fillet all the way down the fillet. And then on the other side, you want to get really close. You don't want to be wasting any more meat than what you really are already. So you want to cut all of that down. So that's your bloodline. There's dark meat here. Now you have no dark meat, just some nice white meat on that one too. Here's some nice white meat. So yes, now when you're done filleting it, you want to I get paper plate with some napkins on it, and I put it on there and dry it so that it stays dry when I'm ready to cook. So when I'm about to cook these, I get some butter, some normal butter. I get some pepper, and I get some salt, and then I just put the butter in the pan and we start cooking. Turn on the stove. And remember, when you're cooking this fish, if your fillet is wet, you want to dry it, because if not, it will just not cook the same way. Then you're gonna put some pepper on here. Then you're gonna put some salt. I don't like that much salt, so I put a little bit of salt on there. Flip it. That's good. I mix them up a little bit so I can get pepper, a little bit more salt, a tad of salt, and mix the butter around. You gotta smell that butter sizzling. And it'll be ready to cook. So, once your pan is hot and your butter's melted already, you're gonna start laying these slowly on here so you can hear that sizzle. You could cut them into smaller pieces. Actually, I'm gonna cut mine right now into a smaller piece so that they're little fish bites instead of big steaks. You're gonna see that fish squeeze up and tense up because of the heat. The muscles of the tension. Lay it all down there. So after that, you want to get obviously a different plate, or the same plate, just a different napkin on top. So I'm gonna throw away this napkin now. You're gonna get a fork too, so you can flip it. You also want to make sure that it doesn't stick, because if it does stick, it will stick to the pan and mess up your filling. So now you can see the cooking. So I'll get back to you guys when it's done cooking. So now, once it's white, it's gonna look white. You're gonna want to flip it so you get a nice little crust part on here. And it will start falling off, like it start flaking up and like falling off of each other. It won't stick to each other as much. So you want to make sure that you be as gentle as you can with it. But yeah. So when the fish is looking like it's gonna start being done, the way you could tell is it'll be like it'll look like that, perfectly dark like that. You can tell here. You just start putting it on your napkin here. Make sure you get it really good, really like cooked and thoroughly cooked, because if the fish isn't fresh, it's not gonna, you might get sick. But yeah. Okay, so once it's done cooking, you're gonna move the pan off of heat so you don't burn the pan. And that's it. That's how you cook the fish. Now we try now. It's pretty good. I like it. Oh, hot. It's very hot, but it's good. Alright. I'll see you guys next time.